Hello friends, and welcome to today's video where we're doing another tier video, but this time we're going to combine it with a concept that I've had in mind to do for like 3 months now. So hear me out, okay? As the year was wrapping up, the year being 2022, I had this idea for a video. I was like, what if I rank all the favorite songs that I've had this year? Because for those who don't know, I normally do album reviews, and when I do them, I have a tendency to pick a favorite song. I say, this is my favorite song on the album, and I had the idea, what if I ranked all of those songs? But that video was going to be really long. We're going to be doing 73 songs today. Like, the idea of doing a video where I put each one in actual order was a nightmare to figure out, so I just never did it. However, now that I know how to make a tier video, at least somewhat well, I decided to make a tier video for it because it's going to be a lot easier and also just a bit more fun. Like, these are so fun to make. I'm having the time of my life. So just please know I also have like many ideas in mind for tier videos. So like you're going to be getting a lot of them, but this is the one we're doing today. Some rules before we begin, more like disclaimers really more than anything else. First, the criteria to be in this video, in this tier list, are very simple. I must have in the either video or just in my notes referred to you as my favorite song. It was mostly the notes. I didn't actually rewatch every video I've ever made, but it was like I went through my notes and I was like, okay, this is my favorite song, this is my favorite song. Like some of them I knew, like I just knew what my favorite song was on the album, but basically that's the rule. If I refer to you as my favorite song, that's how you got in this video. However, that does not mean they're still my favorite song. There are songs on this video, on this tier list, where I referred to them as my favorite song, and I've since changed my mind. Other songs have either gotten better for me, the song might have gotten lower for me, but my point is, these are just my favorites at the time that I filmed the video, which for pretty much all of these was like right around when the album came out, so there's that. My other disclaimer is a standard one. Everything I say here is just an opinion. You can disagree with every single placement of every single song, and that's totally fine. I love that for us because, as the mug says, I have to be careful because there's actually stuff in it today. Music is subjective, and that is great. Okay, as always, I hope I did this right. If I didn't, I don't want to fucking hear it. I really don't. Only Bean is allowed to yell at me. We've established that as the rule, which is the rule we're going with. Only Bean is allowed to yell at me. Anyway, here's my tier list. As you can see, we have a lot of songs to get through. So, let's just jump right into it and go over the tiers, shall we? Starting at the top, Unhyperbolic Masterpiece. This literally means you have actually one of the greatest songs I've ever heard, not just in 2022, in my entire life. It has to be cream of the crop. I have a playlist on my phone called Unhyperbolic Masterpieces. That is where these songs go. If you did not get into that playlist, if I never even considered you for that playlist, you're not in this tier, okay? Next are down, one of the best songs ever. That's just really for the songs that I think are God tier songs, but not quite Unhyperbolic Masterpieces. It's the next rung down. After that, Amazingly Iconic. This is just like your really, 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 really great song, but you're not one of the best songs ever. After that, Exceptional. You're an exceptional song. Very good. Another pretty obvious one. It's a very good song. Then we jump into the less positive tiers, okay? Starting us off, we have I Was Blinded. This just means I was blinded when I called you my favorite song. I have changed my mind, either because I no longer think you're a great song, or because another song has taken your place, but more often than not, it's just that I don't think it's a good song anymore. Not a great song, I should say. But, like, it's not in very good. It's I Was Blinded. Okay, the last one, Best of a Bad Bunch. There are going to be very few songs in this tier, but it's basically my, like, catch-all where I didn't really like your album. It was just this one song that happened to be the best on the album, so that's why it got to be my favorite. It doesn't necessarily mean that I really, really like it all that much. Okay? Cool. Alright, as always, we're going to go in sort of whatever order I want. The only disclaimer this time is we're doing whatever I can see. I'm not scrolling. It'll come to the top eventually. Cool? Alright, let's get started. We're going to start, because it's calling to me, Moonbin and Sana. Boo is a very good. To be fair, I could probably put it in Best of a Bad Bunch, because I'm not the biggest fan of their second mini album, but I do enjoy Boo. I listen to her pretty often, so it can be in the very good category. It's not quite exceptional, though. After that, I know for a fact we have a good few Unite songs here, because they had 3 albums. So let's go with I Got the Feeling. I Was Blinded. I don't love this song anymore. It doesn't hold up to what I was really seeing when I first heard it, so it's gonna go in the I Was Blinded category. Let's get some positive ones. Let's do something that's near the top. I would say Thursday's Child on Hyperbolic Masterpiece. Thursday's Child has far to go, I'm sorry. We need to use her full legal name here. Thursday's Child Has Far to Go is one of Took's best songs ever. I love it so much. I listen to it constantly. It's just, it's an unhyperbolic masterpiece. I don't know what else to tell you. Since I see it and I know where it goes, Hurt is Best of a Bad Bunch. For those who are unaware somehow, I hate New Jeans' really their discography, but like especially their first mini. I can't stand pretty much any song on it. Hurt was to me the best of the Bad Bunch. I've since changed my mind. I would say Attention is now probably my favorite song off that album, but at the time I filmed the video, Hurt was my favorite, so it gets the one that's here, and it's the best of the Bad Bunch. Next up, Lonely Street by Stray Kids. I was blinded. I'm sorry. To be fair, this one could also go in Best of a Bad Bunch for what it's worth, but I did actually like the song when I first heard it, so it can't really go there. But yeah, I was blinded when I said it was my favorite. I don't know what it was about the song because it's very, very shouty in retrospect. And I don't like being shouted at when I listen to music, so I don't know what visions I was having when I picked this song as my favorite, but I was definitely blinded. We need to get more higher ranking songs, so 365 by Golden Child, one of the best songs ever. I could in theory put it in an hyperbolic masterpiece because it is to me, but like as a song in and of itself, it's just one of the best songs ever. I'm not going to put it in an hyperbolic masterpiece, at least not yet. Next up, Jinkies Sunshine is amazingly iconic. For what it's worth, also, every time I listen to that song, I crave pina coladas. So, like, it has demonic effects on me, but it is amazingly iconic. I don't think it's one of the best songs ever. I'm not willing to put it that high as of right now. But, again, I have no intention of reorganizing this. I don't know why I say as of right now, like I'm gonna do this video again ever. Like, what tier it's in is what tier it's in, but it's gonna be an amazingly iconic. Without You by SixX. Very good, but I could put it in I Was Blinded because it is no longer my favorite song. It just, something got to me when I was into that song that made it my favorite, but it is still a very good song. Let's fill in the final tier. Different Song for Me by P1 Harmony is exceptional. I think it's actually one of their best songs to date. To be fair, I don't really like a lot of their music. I stand P1 Harmony for the dynamics and the members, and mostly because Jongseob's the best rapper of all time. I don't stand them for their music more than anything else because, like, their titles aren't for me. But Different Song for me, it's a different song, and it's for me. Forever in My Heart by Blitzers. I would say she's very good. Yeah, I'm gonna put her there. I think that's where she belongs. It's a very good song. It's just, it's not exceptional. That said, Velocity by Very Very is absolutely an exceptional release. One of Very Very's best songs ever. Also, for what it's worth, as I say this, because if you've seen my history of, like, the more recent ones, you'll know I have my retrospective corner with Minchan. And he's, like, directly across from me right now, and the way the poster is, like, kind of angled, it feels like he's staring at me. So I feel like I'm being stared down by Minchan as I put this song there, but, like, I stand by my opinions. It's exceptional. Juice by Mira, one of the best songs ever. I would say it's probably Mira's best song, but, like, it's definitely one of the best songs ever. It's so bright and fun and poppy. It's absolutely amazing. It also did manage to, like, break into the, 2022 like rap thing. It's not 2022 rap, but like our top 100 on the Apple Music, Me and the Best Beat. Juice is on there, which is in and of itself a power move. Next up, Runaway. For the record, I know Runaway doesn't have a lyric video. It's also amazingly iconic. We'll get back to that. I know it doesn't have like the lyric thumbnail. That's because I couldn't find one. People are sleeping on this song because it is amazingly iconic. It's such a good song. It's everything I could want from an ONF release, and ONF has one of the best discographies ever, if you ask me. So like, being one of their better songs is a power move, but also, like, it's an amazing song. Like, if you haven't heard it, please go listen to it. Can't Stop Shining by Tempest. One of the best songs ever. Yeah, I'm gonna die on that hill. It's such a good song. Like, I'm Sorry, one of the best songs ever. This is Tempest's best title. I know it's not, like, a hard feat. They have 3, and I didn't like one of them, but Can't Stop Shining, for your first comeback ever, absolutely, like, one of the best first comebacks ever, I would say, because it's such a banger. I still listen to it all the time. It absolutely slaps. I feel like we haven't talked about women recently, so let's do Gittles Never Stop Me, Best of a Bad Bunch. I hate their fall. I hate I Never Die. It's just, I can't stand it. To be fair, I didn't mind this song when it came out, but it definitely is the best of a Bad Bunch, so that's where it's gonna go. Next, I feel like Girls' Generation's Paper Planes has been staring at me for a bit, so I would say it's very good. It's your classic Girls' Generation sound, which As someone who got into K-pop in 2015, I'm definitely a bit nostalgic for, but it also really holds up and I really like it. Next, let's do LOL by NCT 127. I was blinded. I was fully blinded. Someone was shining a flashlight directly into my eyes level blinded. I don't know what I was going through when I picked this as my favorite song because like I was wrong. Young Love by Stacey, amazingly iconic. I love that song. I love that song so much. I listened to that song on loop for like a week after I first heard it. It's so good. It's what every girl crush concept wants to be, and Stacey did it so easily. I've become a Stacey supremacist in recent times. I don't know if I've mentioned that on this channel. I've become a Stacey stan, and I don't know why, but like I've done it. I want the best for them. I want them back to their Slayful ASAP era level popularity. And that's not the point. The point is, Young Love, absolutely an amazingly iconic song. Let's see, I want something else that's an unhyperbolic masterpiece. So let's go Shadow by 17, unhyperbolic masterpiece. For what it's worth, I did a video however long ago where I ranked the 17 Be Your Son's set list. I lost my mind when I saw this song live, because I saw them live like right after I posted that video. I lost my entire mind. I had an out-of-body experience, but also like as a song, one of 17's best. And 17 is another group with a very good discography, so being one of their best is a power move in and of itself, but also like Shadow, oh, I could go on for hours about that song. We need to move on. Let's see, I see Taste, and I know where she's going. Best of a Bad Bunch. I'm sorry, I don't like Stray Kids' music. I don't know why I try and convince myself that I do when I listen to their albums and be like, okay, like, this song's not bad. Like, I don't like Stray Kids' music. I never really have. It's never really been for me. And yeah, Taste is the Best of a Bad Bunch. By comparison, Blackpink, another group whose discography I have a complicated relationship with, I would say it's very good. I could also put her in Best of a Bad Bunch because I don't love their Born Pink album, but I do like Ready to Love, so it can be in very good. Don't Care About Me by GOT7, however, is another group that I'm going to put in I Was Blinded. GOT7, actually no, I would say I was... I don't know where to put it. I'm leaving it there. It's Best of a Bad Bunch. But hear me out, okay? I have a complicated relationship with GOT7's discography because I was an iGOT7 for years, and then their discography got really bad, and then I like stopped being an iGOT7, and then their discography got good again, and I just never really got back into them. None of this matters. The point is, I don't care as the Best of a Bad Bunch because I did not like their self-titled album. Next, I'm pretty sure Pump Your Sneakers by Unite is the only other one that I would say doesn't have a lyric video, and I would say it's I Was Blinded. And here's why. It's not great. It doesn't hold up in the way it did when I first heard it. I just realized we have 2 Unite songs here. That's kind of disappointing, but I stand by everything I've said, and we're gonna keep going. Drip and Drop by Mira, I would say it's exceptional. I really like that song. To be fair, whenever I want to listen to a Mira song, I do go listen to Juice before this, but like, I listen to not all these songs before I film this video, because a lot of them I've just heard so many times I can sing it for you right now. But Drip and Drop is one that I did listen to. Very good song. One would even say exceptional. Jongdae's Traveler, I would say I Was Blinded. To be fair, I don't dislike the song, but I was definitely blinded when I called it my favorite because I don't even mind as a better song, just for starters, but also it doesn't hold up in the way I hoped it would, so yeah, I was blinded. I see the final Unite song, which has Come Around, and we're gonna put her in very good. I know, it actually holds up, a rarity for Unite, but I stand by it. Come Around, very fun, very boppy, very good. I feel like this top row hasn't moved in like 5 years, so let's do Done. One of the unhyperbolic masterpiece. I'm so sorry. It's so good. Like, I can't explain it beyond that. It is an unhyperbolic masterpiece. The chorus, iconic. The verses, like, all of this song is giving everything I could ever want. Cosmic Girls really deserved Oh My Girl post-Queendom level popularity, especially with their last sequence comeback. But, like, we'll take what we can get. At least the song still slapped. What else do we have in this top row that I'm willing to move? Let's move Starlight next. I would say amazingly iconic. I really like that song. And Dreamcatcher is another group that I usually don't like their discography. Starlight is an exception. I really, really like that song. But actually, maybe it should go in exceptional then, because it's an no, we're going to leave it. We're leaving it in amazingly iconic, but, like, it's very good. I lied. I lied. Bloom is another one that doesn't have a lyric video thumbnail, and it is. No, it's not. It's one of the best songs ever. I was gonna put it in a hyperbolic masterpiece. It's not quite that level, but it is one of the best songs ever, and one of Uptension's best songs ever. And I've been an Uptension stan since day one. I've been here for the entirety of their career and their upcoming disbandment. And I will simply say, if you're watching Boys Planet, go vote for Wani and Xiao because they deserve to at least have some levels of success in their lives. Like, you'd think that Uptension's management, Top Media, would use Ushin and Jinhyuk's popularity and try and get Uptension more fans, and they don't, and I don't understand it, but we need to move on. Speaking of Boys Planet, though, Days Days, another one of the best songs ever. I love Nine I's entire discography. You should also go vote for the 999 members. Please do. Like, Jiho is my favorite member, and he's on that show, and I want him to do well, and he's absolutely flopping. So, like, please go vote for all of my faves that are on Boys Planet. If you would, I would really appreciate it. I realized I didn't actually talk about the song. Days Days, one of the best songs ever. I love Nine I's debut album so much. And this is the best song, if you ask me. It's the best song on that album, so it's one of the best songs ever. Hear me out, this is complicated, okay? Victon's Want Me is gonna go in I Was Blinded. Not because it's not a good song, so I do still enjoy it, but I realized after the fact the title track Chronograph is so much better that, like, it's just I Was Blinded. Next up, we're gonna do Key's Another Life, and I would say it's amazingly iconic. To be fair, every Key release since Face has the disadvantage of the fact that I've heard Face, and it's one of my favorite albums ever. So, like, by comparison, nothing really holds up anymore. But I do still really, really like Another Life. Also, for what it's worth, his new song, Killer, absolute slide. But we're not here to talk about her. We're here to talk about Another Life. I really like it. It's amazingly iconic. Next, let's do Crazy Love by Eun. That's not Crazy Love by Eun. We're doing Crazy Love by Eun. There we go. I Was Blinded. I was deeply psychologically blinded. I don't know what it was. I think it's just that I really, really like Eun, and I had an Eun era earlier in, well, not this year. Oh my god, it's 20, whatever. The point is, I had an Eun era, and this album came out during my Eun era, and I picked his solo as my favorite, and I don't know what I was going through. Since I just grabbed it and put it back, we'll do Thank You by Treasure. Thank You by Treasure is amazingly iconic. I love that song. I understand, like, logically speaking, it's not as good as I think it is, but I don't care. I love that song. I love that album. It's so good. It can go in amazingly iconic. We need more things in Exceptional. Exceptional is looking very sad, so I'm going to put Love by 9i in Exceptional. To be fair, I feel like I need to clarify, because me and the bestie fight about this all the time. Being my favorite song does not mean I think you are the best song on the album. It means I think you are the song that I personally like the most. It's very complicated, but Love is one of those songs where, like, it's not the best song on the album, but it definitely got me feeling a lot of things, and it is absolutely an exceptional song, so please go listen to it. And while I'm talking about 9i again, go vote for 9i on Boys Planet. Go vote for Gio. He's flopping, and he needs more love. Let's do That Feeling Went By and Hypen. I would say it's exceptional as well, actually. I really, really like that song. I'm not even going to deny it. It makes me feel things, but I feel like it's not quite on par with the other songs in Amazingly Iconic. Like, I like them more than I like it. So I am going to leave it in exceptional, but it is, like, it would be, like, on the upper end, let's say. We'll put it over here. It's on the upper end of exceptional. Moonlight by We.I is very good. I really like it. To be fair, that's another one that could go in Best of the Bad Bunch, because I did not like the rest of that album. But Moonlight was the rare exception. It was very good, so it can go in the very good category. Follow Me by P1 Harmony. I was definitely blinded. It's just, I don't want to phrase this. That song doesn't hold up. I don't like it. It actually is kind of a bad song to me now, so I was definitely blinded. No Celestial by LE SSERAFIM. I would say amazingly iconic. That song absolutely slaps. It's so good. When they performed it at whatever year-end thing they performed it at, I lost my mind. I made the bestie watch it, and she hates that song, so, like, it was really a labor of love for her, but for me, I was having the time of my life because that song slaps. Similar vibes, Boys Like You, I'm actually going to put in exceptional. I don't think it's quite amazingly actually, no, yeah, I'm going to put it up there. It's just, it's so good. It's amazing. It's iconic. It's amazingly iconic. I love it so much. Better Than Gold by NCT Dream, I'm gonna say is exceptional as well. It's definitely one of their better songs. In theory, though, this is another one. I could honestly put her in Best of a Bad Bunch just because I didn't like their Glitch Mode album very much. But Better Than Gold is like, it was the exception on that album. And I know for at least 2 other songs, I've said that it was the exception and not put in an exceptional. This was the exception and it is exceptional, so it's going in exceptional. Trouble by Twice. I'm gonna say she's very good. It's a very good song. I don't think it's not quite exceptional. It's definitely one of Twice's better B-sides if you ask me, because I don't love a ton of Twice B-sides, but I do really like this one, so it can go in very good. I zoomed out. I know you can tell, but like I wanted to see all the songs. Anyway, Phantom, I was blinded. I don't like that song anymore. I know it just came out. I don't dislike it, but it definitely didn't do what I was thinking it was doing when I made that statement that it was my favorite. So I was definitely blinded. Journey by Wonpil. Let's knock her out because she's actually in frame now. Very good. I really like it. Hear me out. Wonpil's album was definitely not for me. This is like the poppiest song on that album, which is why it was my favorite, but it's still a very good song, if you know what I mean. Bad at Love by Tempest. Exceptional. I really, really like that song. I think it's phenomenal. It's just... Listen, I had a moment for that song. The only difference is with a lot of the songs I had a moment for that are now in I Was Blinded, I still have moments for that song. Like, I was listening to it today, having the time of my life. So it's definitely an exceptional release. Maniac by Changmin. I'm gonna say amazingly iconic. That song, I always said that song is giving some form of... It's like a Broadway musical. And then, listen, here's what changed in between me saying that and me making this video. I saw Moulin Rouge. That song could be in Moulin Rouge, and I loved Moulin Rouge. So it's amazingly iconic. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Raise Me Up by Tempest, I'm gonna say is very good. It's probably my least, well, it is factually my least favorite Tempest song on this tier list. But, like, Tempest still has a very good discography, ignoring the fact that Dragon sucks. But they have a very good discography, so I'm gonna say Raise Me Up is very good. You Better Not by Taeyeon, ironically, and I Was Blinded, I do still enjoy it to a certain extent. But there are multiple songs on her I Envy You album that I would say are better than this. So I was very much blinded. Buzz Love by &TEAM, aka the only Japanese song here. Amazingly iconic. I adore that song with all my heart and soul. Like, it's so cute and it's so good. If you haven't heard it, because I feel like most people probably skipped over &TEAM when they were thinking about how, like, for example, I skipped over &TEAM when I was making my high tier list, and I realized after the fact, and I was like, oh my god, I wanted to... Whatever the second to the top tier is, that's where &TEAM's title track would have gone for those who were wondering. But, back to Buzz Love, it's so good. If you haven't heard it, highly recommend it. Listen, I understand that this is Mask by Kepler. I read it as Musk every time, and it's going in exceptional. It's an exceptional song. I would say it's very possibly Kepler's best song, but it's definitely the best song on that album for sure. If you ask me, it's so good. It's exceptional. Oh my god, we have 2 Purple Kiss songs left. Let's deal with one of them. Hate Me, Hurt Me, Love Me is very good. Actually, am I gonna put Nerdy? No, we'll do Nerdy next. Hate Me, Hurt Me, Love Me, very, very good. If there was another very here, that's where it would go as well, but it's very good. It doesn't hold up in the way I thought it did, though. It's not quite I Was Blinded levels. I do still very much enjoy her, but I was just so enthralled with that song when I first heard it, and now it's still very good. It's just not as good as it used to be. While we're here, let's do Nerdy. Nerdy is honestly amazingly iconic. There's something about that song. There's something about that song that's giving everything I could ever want, and I love it so much. Gift for You by WeI. Hear me out. This is another complicated one, so I need you to listen. I was blinded, but unlike the others where I was blinded into thinking it's a good song, this is still a pretty good song. It's not very good, but it's pretty good. However, I was blinded by my love of Christmas, which is why it's going in the I Was Blinded category. How We Live by Daniel. I feel like I needed just like a decent category, but whatever. Very good. It's just, I don't know what else to tell you. For what it's worth, though, on an unrelated note, to the bestie, if you're watching this, can we please go to Daniel? Please? I've been asking her to go to Daniel with me because he's coming to Vancouver, but I've been asking her for like months now, and every time she's like, I don't want to see Daniel because she doesn't like Daniel, but I do, and I want to go so bad, but I don't want to go alone. So bestie, if you're watching this, please. Anyway, let's do our other X101 member, Midnight. Oh my god, like, that is Jihoon's best song in his entire catalog. It's so good. I would believe you if you told me that wasn't a Jihoon song because it's so good. It doesn't belong in his discography. That sounds mean. That sounds really mean, but I stand by it. Like, one of the best songs ever, hands down. We have all three Drippin' songs, so I'm going to start with Game because it's my least favorite. Best of a Bad Bunch because, hear me out, I feel like Drippin's Game got blinded by the fact that the other two songs, wherever Remember just went, right here. Remember and Silence, you'll see when I rank them, I like them so much more that, like, by comparison, Game is the Best of a Bad Bunch, but I also did not like their Villain Zero album. So yeah, Best of a Bad Bunch. We're narrowing this down to some of the faves, which is what I want to do. I want to end very positively. So let's do Dance With Me next. Dance With Me, I would say, is very good. To be fair, B2B has pretty much completely dropped their poppier sounds almost entirely. Like, B2B hasn't had a poppy title in years. I want Movie back. I want Movie vibes back. Movie is my favorite B2B title. Actually, no, I'll Be Your Man is my favorite. But Movie is, like, one of them. I'll take either one, honestly. My point in this is saying B2B is mostly balladers now, so when they have a poppy title, I have to embrace it, and this one was very good. Sucker for Your Love by AB6, I'm also going to put in very good. I don't think it's quite... Actually, no, yeah, it's exceptional. I really, really like it. I do. It's true. It's just... Hear me out. AB6 and I have a very complicated relationship. We have, over the years, just always been pretty much feuding because they'll release really good music and then they'll release a really, really bad title and it'll make me depressed and then they'll go back to good songs again. And then they'll release... It's complicated. The point is, Sucker for Your Love is an exceptional single. Not single, it's an exceptional song. And I really like it, so it can go in the exceptional category. Let's do Ola by Secret Number. Ola by Secret Number, I'm going to say, is very good. This one I stand by. It's not quite exceptional. To be fair, also, I could put it in Best of a Bad Bunch, but that's just because it was on I'm pretty sure this was on just, like, one other song's single album. I would need to look into that. Like, I think there was just 2 songs. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm a bad Secret Number fan. I know. But my point is, this is a very good song, so it goes in the very good category. Pale Blue Dot by Luna. I have to think about this one for a minute. I'm going to say exceptional. I'm going to say exceptional. I don't quite think it's at amazingly iconic levels because while it is amazingly iconic in terms of Luna's discography, because I'm not the biggest fan of Luna's discography either, it is still an exceptional song. And it's really, really good, and it's definitely one of their best. So it's going to go in the exceptional category. I just realized we have not done an unhyperbolic masterpiece in a hot minute. So let's go Stupid Love by ONEUS. Absolutely unhyperbolic masterpiece. Like, that is potentially one of ONEUS's best songs. I've heard that song literally thousands of times. I listen to it on loop for like hours to this day. It's so good. It hits so perfectly. It is an unhyperbolic masterpiece, hands down. Who do I want to do next? Let's do Treasure. Honestly, Treasure's going in the very good category. Treasure's You. It is very good, but I feel like if Hello and Thank You and just their second mini album in general hadn't happened, it would probably be higher. I just loved that album so much that it overshadowed everything else Treasure's ever put out. So it's going to go in the very good category. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a baby screaming outside. So we're taking a little coffee break. Anyway, how's everyone doing? How are we feeling? What do we think of the tier list so far? Are we having fun? That's great. I'm so glad. Okay, they stopped crying. Let's get back to work. Where were we? Let's do... I've been saving Candy Sugar Pop, but it is one of the best songs ever. It's one of my favorite Astro titles. For those who don't know, diehard Astro stan, have been since day like a negative something because I got into them before they even debuted. I watched To Be Continued, which was a struggle. Like, I've rewatched it since and it's definitely not as good as I remember, but like, I watched To Be Continued. That should prove my credentials as an Aroha. Anyway, my point is, one of the best songs ever. I love Candy Sugar Pop so much. Absolute banger icon. For sure one of the best songs ever. While I'm here, California Dream by Chungha. One of the best songs ever as well. I thought about putting it in a Hyperbolic Masterpiece playlist at one point. I don't think it's on that level anymore, but like, it's so good. I love it so much. Easily one of my favorite Chungha songs of all time. Blue Flame. Hear me out. I'm putting it in exceptional because I don't think it's on the level of No Celestial, which is an amazingly iconic, so I'm going to put it the tier down in exceptional, but like, it goes between the two, okay? Let's just all keep that in mind. I did the first Drippin' song, and then I never did another one, so let's do Remember. Remember is amazingly iconic. Actually, no, it's exceptional. It's exceptional. I do really, really like it, but it is a bit too basic to quite be amazingly iconic, but I still do adore her. Like, I will listen to that song on loop for easily an hour and have the time of my life, so it can be in the exceptional category. aespa's I See You, I'm gonna say is very good as well. It's not quite... Actually, no, yeah, it is. We've changed our minds a couple times. Exceptional. It's just... I love that song. I really like softer aespa sounds. I didn't think I would based off their concept, but I really like this song, and I really like Dreams Come True. I really like their softer sounds, so I feel like we need more of those. Anyway, let's do Hate You by Sunyeon next. I would say it's an exceptional release as well. Hear me out. I was talking to the bestie and she was like, I don't know why you like that song so much. And to be fair, neither do I. I can't explain why I love this song so much, but I really do. I loved his Colorful Trauma album so much for reasons that baffle me to this day. But my point in all this is saying it's an exceptional song, even if I have no explanation as to why. Let's see. Let's do Gravity next. We haven't done Gravity yet. One of the best songs ever. Maybe Baby. Hear me out. I'm blinded by a couple of things. One, the bestie, diehard Gravity stan, but also Gravity's discography sucks. And Maybe Baby's actually a really, really good song, which in and of itself, actually, no, yeah, I'm gonna leave it where it is, but like, hear me out. Here's the specific thing about it. Because, listen, okay? Gravity has no good songs, except for like a handful. This one though, very rare exception. I love it so much. I also just love the chorus. Like, this is one of my favorite choruses here. I'm gonna say that for a fact. I mean, it's one of them, obviously, but, like, I love this chorus. This chorus plays on loop in my head for, like, hours at a time. Every time I hear this song, and, like, it's currently playing in my head, and I'm we're gonna move on. I've been talking too much about it, but, like, the point is one of the best songs ever. In a move that shocked, like, all of society, I'm gonna actually put EXID's I Don't Know also in one of the best songs ever. That song, hear me out. I have a very complicated relationship with EXID in the sense of I hated their songs when they first came out, and they're not as bad as I remember. I will stand by that, but they're not good either. However, this song absolutely slaps, absolutely bangs, absolutely slays, absolutely one of the best songs ever. Let's do Okay Okay. Okay Okay, I'm gonna put an unhyperbolic masterpiece for my personal reasons. I love this song. If we were to have done this video in an actual ranking, like 1 to 73, and we did it based off number of times I've heard a song, Okay Okay would be number 1, and by a pretty wide margin. I've heard this song, I think I looked in my Apple Music at one point, I've heard this song like 1,000 times, and that's not an exaggeration. Like, literally thousands of times I've heard this song. I love it. I love it so much. It's so fun. It's so poppy. It's amazing. And it is an unhyperbolic masterpiece. No Problem by Nayeon featuring Felix. I'm biased, but I am going to put this in one of the best songs ever as well. But, like, hear me out. This is the perfect pop song. It really is. Like, in terms of a popness that a song could ever have, this is all I could want. Why this wasn't the title, I don't understand. I do understand, because Pop, to be fair, did do very, very well. But, like, No Problem is so much better. It's so superior. I will never forget, because I listened to the song when I was on vacation, and on the flight home, I probably listened to that song another 10 times at a bare minimum. It's one of the best songs ever. We're not getting into it. Hear me out. I've been saving Silence for last for one key reason. It is my favorite song released this year. If it could go... There we go. Favorite song released this year. Literally, it is the only song on this list that made it in the Unhyperbolic Masterpiece playlist. For context, the playlist has like 10 songs. Like, you have to really, really be an Unhyperbolic Masterpiece to get into that playlist. This is the only one that did it. And I debated, right? Because, like, many of these songs, even down here, I was debating pretty much all of these. Not all, but, like, a good few of these is my favorite song of 2022. And I've decided Silence is it. Silence is really it. Silence, in terms of just as a song, one of the greatest pieces of music I've ever heard. I'm not even joking. I was listening to it today because it's in the... Like, I had a playlist just of all these songs. I've had it for months. But I was listening to it today and I was like, this song it's God tier. Like, it's unironically a God tier song. It is one of the greatest songs I've ever heard in my entire life, and it is an unhyperbolic masterpiece. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I'm so glad I finally did this because I've been like putting off this video forever because the idea of ranking individually 73 songs sounds like a nightmare. But doing it in a tier list was very, very fun, even though I've been filming for like an hour at this point. Like, I had the time of my life doing this. So I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe if you want to, or don't. I will be okay either way. Also, if you want to hear more from me, you can follow me on Twitter at @s_omniviewers. I'll link that in the description. And I forgot to say this. Comment whatever you think down below. Comment also. I will put the tier list in the description. If you want to do all these songs, you can do it if you want to. You can check all it out if you so choose. But yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!